Hey everyone, so today we're going to be talking about cutting up close. And I don't mean half swording or using a wakizashi, I'm talking a little bit closer than that. So how we got onto today's topic was in one of my recent sparring sessions, then in the tussle, then my sword ended up about 5 to 8 centimeters away from my opponent's chest. And his sword was not in the way. I had a free cut onto his chest. But the issue was that my sword was too close. And I wish I could have filmed it so that you could see what I'm talking about. But essentially my sword was right up against his chest. And so I did a quick pull through cut like that. And it got me thinking, how much damage would a cut like that actually do? And what are the parameters that would affect the efficacy of a cut like that? So that's what we're going to explore today. So let's talk about normal cutting mechanics. So with a normal cut, then the sword draws back, puts quite a bit of distance between the sword and the target, and uses that distance to gain speed and power so that when it strikes the target, it has the speed to cut through it. Now in this case, then you could say that from 5 to 8 centimeters, I could just draw back and do a cut like that. And sometimes you can, but in this particular sparring session, then it was quite high intensity and we were both quite tired. And I think if I had taken the time to draw the sword back, then my opponent would have capitalized on that and struck me back. So I chose to do a quick pull through cut instead. So today we're going to have a look at different parameters. So the first parameter that I tried was power. So I tried to put a lot of body mass into the cut and power my way through that pool needle, and you'll see how that goes. So as you can see, that didn't work very well. The cutting stand just toppled over each time because it couldn't gain enough power from such a short distance to build up the speed and velocity required to cut through the target. So the next thing I tried was increasing the speed with far less power, trying to go for a quick pull through with a shallower cut. And so as you can see from the pool noodles, that worked quite well. The cuts do end up a little bit sloped because the pool noodle has quite a bit of malleability and it flops as the cut happens. But it doesn't have enough time to flop enough to dull the cutting edge and prevent it from being cut. And I think that emulates, an opponent trying to move back. If you've got that speed in the cut, then they won't be able to move back or, lean back far enough so that it won't be effective. Now, unintentionally, then I tried a third parameter, which was edge alignment. So I have a couple of cuts where the edge alignment wasn't perfect. And you see with these ones that the cut just stops in its tracks halfway through the pool noodle. And I think the reason for that is because a cut like this is traveling along a much longer section of the blade than a normal slicing cut where you just cut straight through and it uses, maybe the width of the pool noodle of the blade. This one travels a little bit further than that. And so here I think that if the edge alignment is slightly wrong, then the resistive force against the cut becomes too high and it just stops it in its tracks. And that's what we experience here. So for a cut like this to work, edge alignment and speed are key, not so much the power. And I think if you tried to power through a cut like this on an opponent, you would just push them away and they wouldn't really be harmed very much. So I hope this video was educational. I hope you liked it. And with that, I'll see you next time.